Hey, yo, it's BradenLord, and welcome to a little special here today. Now, a lot of you have been watching the Greek city-states campaign, and you've noticed that, the map's a little different. It's quite big. And, yes, there's a reason for that, and it is the Europa 270BC map from DarthMod. I believe I got it on version 8.0, but I believe it's released in all the modern versions. So today we're going to be going over how to make that work on vanilla Rome Total War. It takes a little bit of knowledge about the game, but yeah, if you guys really want to do it, I'm sure you'll be able to handle it, right, guys? All right, so let's get into it. First thing to do, simplest stuff really, go to Google and type in DarthMod, Rome Total War, and you get, well, don't go to the mod database one. I mean, you could, but go to the Total War Center. And, yeah, here there's a whole DarthMod thing. And they have 9.0 out, apparently. Cool. So you can just go to one of these. Should have a download link in one of these. I'm not sure which one. Oh, there it is. Duh. It's right here. So, right here, for example, download of the map. Pretty sure this one comes, yes, it comes with it. Right here, there's an example of that. Comes with this map. This is the exact map that I have currently. And, yeah, pretty cool. So once that's downloaded, make sure not to save that in your normal Rome Total War folder, but save it in a separate one, so you have a separate file. And, yeah, I don't know which one's which. Actually, hold on. This is my normal Total War, and this is DarthMod here. So if we have a look at DarthMod, it's pretty much the same layout as the normal Total War. So to find the Europa 270BC map, go to Data, and then down to World, Maps, Campaign, and you can see there's plenty of campaigns that I have available. Some of these, like 450 BC, these two, some of these are ones that I made that, kind of suck, and I haven't really finished. And, yeah. When you make your copy of your vanilla Total War to get DarthMod on there, you're going to, obviously keep all these things because it's a copy. But anyway, I digress. And as you can see, they have a couple different campaigns as well, like the Risk Campaign, United Rome, Punic War. Those are kind of interesting, and I encourage you to check those out because you can use the same technique on these campaigns. If you like the campaign map for those, I suggest that you follow the same steps I'm about to do to copy those over as well. But let's take a look at the Europa 270BC map, and yeah, it's pretty much a lot of files. You look at this first, you're like, okay, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do? Now, the only file that really matters is this one right here, the disk strat. This is the one that you got to pay the most attention to, but we'll come to that, back to that a little later. So the first thing you want to do is you want to copy this folder, and of course, paste it over into the other Rome Total War. So in your vanilla Rome Total War, again, go to Data, World, Maps, Campaign, and here there should be a lot less things, although of course I have Europa 270BC already installed. Make sure if you copy it in that its name is exactly the same, otherwise it's going to make it a little harder to do the next steps, so don't change the name of it. And yeah, just keep all the files the same, and there are two files that, I guess there is another file, this Mercenaries, you have to worry about that as well, but we'll go over that in a sec. Okay, so that's pretty much all you have to do for this folder. And the other files I have to copy over are in the data folder. And then the text folder, you have to copy over Europa 270BC regions and settlement names. .txt. This allows the describe regions file to link with the actual game programming so that the map displays properly. The map names display properly, I suppose. This is what describes the map names. So make sure you copy that over. And optionally, you can copy over the where is it? Describe or campaign descriptions.txt over into the text folder as well. And I don't think I did that, but they have their own descriptions for the campaign. They kind of describe the situation that you're going to be in and give you some tips, and they describe the difficulty of each one, which is kind of cool. But again, they're not necessary. The only one you really need is the Europa 270BC regions and settlement names. Very important, very important. And I did work on a Europa United mod where Rome was only one faction, but that's kind of complicated. Yeah, so those are the only files you need to copy over. Surprisingly simple, and I don't think I'm forgetting any of them. If I'm not too sure, pretty sure that's all of them because in my campaign descriptions, let's see, I don't have anything about Europa 270BC, and it still works. So I mean, it's not really a big deal. But anyway, I digress. And I guess the next step, let's close the Darth Mod one as we get into it here. So you got Europa 270BC. You're thinking, oh, I'm already done, right? Well, no, you're not. And I guess for this next step, I suggest that you check out my Rome Total War text modding video because knowing the information that I provide there is going to be very useful. And I'm not going to go over that in detail again, but I'll go over the basics here. So first, you want to look at the dex strat file. Now, you can put whatever factions you want in here and stuff. Set these settings. You can play around with them, figure out what they do. Not a big deal. But interestingly enough, they put a little semicolon in front of the Colossus, effectively getting rid of it from the campaign map. Because if you know anything about programming, the semicolon acts as a null key, and everything after the semicolon on a line is ignored. And since it's basically like editing processed code, it's kind of weird because the way Rome Total War engine works is it takes in code from a file and then runs the program from it. So you can think of it like normal coding in that respect. So putting a null character in front of something gets rid of it. So you can put notes, like for example, they got the notes here, Star of Landmark section. That's not going to show up anywhere. You can put like poop sausage, or if you want, and nobody would ever see it in the game. But yeah, you can just get rid of that little semicolon and have the Colossus appear if you want it, because normally it does not appear on the map. But I like the Colossus. It adds good game balance, and it's a desirable wonder. So increasing trade, definitely very powerful. And you shouldn't have to edit anything with the resources. Those are pretty solid. They didn't really add any resources in Darth Mod, as far as I know. 9.0 may be different. I'm not sure if they've added more things. If they have, yeah, once you run the game, it shouldn't give you a fatal error. It should just menu crash you, and it'll tell you what line, if you have the -show error command in your launcher, which I showed you how to do in the Rome Total War text modding video. Yeah, it'll show you what line it's on, and then that'll pretty much tell you what resource is not, allowed. And there are some building problems. I don't remember exactly what, if there might have been building problems, but just make sure that all the buildings are legal buildings. Like some of them, I think there was like city barracks, like Roman, like was some of the building types. Doesn't exist. So just make sure to check all the building types with the buildings in the describe buildings file, or export. Is it export? I think it's export describe buildings file. The one that has all the building names. Make sure everything lines up in these, and then the biggest deal, I guess, would be the unit part, because they totally changed the units. So a lot of these are going to be renamed. So actually, not that many of them are renamed, but you're gonna want to convert. Like for example, if they had like Rowan pre-cam inf. I don't know if that was something in Darth Mod. I don't really remember, but yeah, if you had like Roman pre-cam inf, you'd have to change that to like Princeps or Triarii. I just have it set to Histati because early game it's balancing. So you got to make sure to go through and convert all the units. And this will not give you a fatal crash either, so it'll tell you what line it's on. And also make sure to set your your general bodyguard to early, because I don't believe they have Marian firms work the same in Darth Mod, if I recall. So I don't think they say early, so make sure to tack on early to all the guard cavalry. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't really recall. I don't think there's too much else that you had to change in here. But yeah, just be careful of, misnamed units and stuff. It took me quite a few run-throughs. I had to, get booted to the main menu screen a couple of times and check errors in this file, so I could figure out what was wrong. But yeah, past that, not too much in there. And I'm not going to save changes because I don't remember exactly what I did. I probably might have screwed something up, so I'm not going to bother with it. But yeah, if we go to describe mercenaries, that's the other one you have to worry about. There are some mercenaries that don't exist in vanilla, so you're gonna have to be careful of that. I don't really recall. You know what? Let's just bring up the example again. So I guess I don't really have a direct link to Darth Mod since I don't really play it. But if we go to Program Files, or toward Darth Mod, Data, no, that's wrong. Toward Data, and then World Maps, Campaign, Europa 270BC. Like, oh yeah, for example, like Regions, Hibernia, Aryan, those don't exist. Unit Merc, usually a name with like Unit Merc, they exist. So you can get rid of all the other ones, add in your own. You can edit these, of course, and go on from there. And I guess I'll show you an example of something you might have to change in the Dix strat. There's the semicolon in front of the Colossus, and I think the Romans are pretty good, but let's find something. Some of them are really subtle, I believe, but I don't think there's really too many that were too vastly different. So you shouldn't have too much trouble. I'm not really finding any, but yeah, just be careful of that when you're editing, that all the units match up to vanilla units and such. Unless this is the wrong, is this the wrong one? No, it's not. Okay. So anyway, after that's done, you're pretty much good to go, and it should launch pretty easily. So we can go ahead and launch it here. I have it set to windowed mode. Again, I'll just go over it real quick. I have it set to windowed mode, which is .ne after the target here, and then or -ne, and then -show _err gives you the debugger, so that if something's messed up and it's not a fatal error, it will tell you. Which it's very nice. It's a very nice error console. So I'll just load it up and show you how to get to the campaign. Although you saw me do this at the beginning of the campaign, but for those of you that just want to know how to do it right away, I'll go ahead and show it real quick, and that should be the end of the video. I guess while it's loading, there's not really much else to say other than just make sure, just be patient. It can be a little hard to like retrofit stuff, so don't get too impatient with it. That's all I'm going to tell you. And I have the sound off, so anyway, if you want to find it, it should be under Provincial Campaign. If you don't have a Provincial Campaign folder, I don't really know what to tell you. Any extra folders you add into the campaigns menu should appear under Provincial Campaign, unless you name them Imperial Campaign, which in case they'll replace, the Imperial Campaign, which is the normal campaign. But under Provincial Campaign, you can select them from a list. And Europa 270BC, I didn't put a description. And none of these guys have descriptions yet. I didn't copy that over, but I copied over the battle maps, which was in the Europa 270BC folder. They're not completely accurate. Like, for example, as the Greeks, we didn't start with a territory there, territory up here, or territory there, but, or there. But it's probably from an older version of the map. But anyway, you can go through, check them out, and you'll have all the descriptions there if you copy that over. And yeah, then you're ready to roll. Just select a faction, and they should all work. I advise you not to use the Senate because the Senate is glitchy. Yeah, just go on there. That's why I don't even have it on there. So, for example, take like the British. Yeah, you just start it up, and should work pretty good. So, I guess thanks for watching this little tutorial video. And if you have any questions about this, feel free to leave it below. And please try not to ask questions about this on other videos. Just leave them here. And as you can see on the mini-map, it's got all the regions on here. I'll zoom in for dramatic effect. And yeah. So, thanks for watching. BradenLord signing out. Have a good day.